Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my friend. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed our last conversation about
Yeah,
contrast, and I feel like this topic that we discussed a bit before we hopped on is a pretty cool one that uh, that I have really taken to heart and has helped me quite a bit with my day to day in terms of how I feel about certain things, certain people. Do you want to introduce the topic?
yeah, for sure. So, these topics really just kind of come to us. We don't, kind of sit down and brainstorm and stuff like that. We kind of just go with what feels good. So it's not like we have 100 episodes laid out like in order,
Mhm.
um, which I really enjoy. It's nice to kind of just go with what feels good in the moment. And yesterday I was cooking breakfast and a saying came to me, and the saying was, we're not here to make everyone love us, we're here to love everyone. And like when it came through to me, it just felt really, really good. And I'd never heard it before, and I didn't know if like it was a quote that someone had come up with. And so I actually looked it up today before the podcast, and apparently it's attributed to Mother Teresa. um and so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, it felt really good, and I wanted to talk about that concept, like love everyone. It's been something that I have really been bringing into my awareness and into my heart over the last like 3 4 years, like very intentionally bringing it into my experience. Um, and it's been great. It's been unreal. It's been really cool to live an experience where I can love someone I don't know like so deeply as if I've known them forever. Compared to my past experience of looking at people as strangers and needing people to earn my love and earn my trust and all of these, interesting things that we do within our life in order to feel safe and comfortable. Um, and so I guess we can start off by kind of expressing like what love everyone like really means to me. And then I'd love to hear what it means to you. But like for me, it's like loving the being behind the personality, seeing each person as a soul on their journey, on this journey, the same journey I'm on, right? Like seeing you as me and me as you. There is no other. Um, that's what it means to me. What comes up for you when you hear love everyone?
Well, I know you wanted to bring this up later, but what allows me to do that is the concept of just trying to understand that like everybody out there is doing the best they can with the experience and the knowledge they have, and truly feeling into that. Because I don't think a lot of people actually believe that. I think
Yeah,
when if they're asked, they believe that some people are out there intentionally doing evil.
yeah,
But just thinking about that, it's like, have I ever done something that was intentionally evil? And the answer is no. Like I've never intentionally done something evil. I might have wronged some people in my life. I'm sure I have. Um, but just that concept of trying to fully embrace, that idea that people are just doing their best and everyone's
yeah,
doing their best and everyone has a different experience. So the way they might do things might be a lot different than the way you do things, and the things they do might be different than the things you do, and the way they talk to people might be different. Um, but yeah, everyone's on their own journey, and so I think feeling into that concept is one of my favorite ideas. That's helped me quite a bit
yeah.
to actually love everyone.
Yeah, I remember when that came into my life, like that concept. I remember earlier on in my journey, uh, I used to express it as like everyone's doing the best they can. And like that felt good. But as I continued deeper into myself, it changed to everyone is doing the best they can with the awareness they have. Right. And I remember like when I added that, the awareness they have to like to my expression, it just felt so much more aligned and so much more true because that's it, man. It's like everyone is doing the best they can with the awareness they have. If you're not aware of something, how could you possibly do different, right? And it's like it's the experience of like doing something, then later on being like, oh my God, like, why didn't I do this? Like, why didn't I do this differently? It's like, well, yeah, now it's easy to reflect back and see why didn't you do this differently? Whether the experience taught you something that now you can apply, or whether you weren't even aware, you were just in your subconscious mind, and now you're in your conscious mind, and you can be like, oh wow, now I can think straight and do things, right? And so that's huge, man. Yeah, I agree. Appreciate you bringing that up. I would really invite everyone to bring that into their lives, like really understanding and embodying that you are doing the best you can with the awareness you have in this moment, right? And it's only in this moment, right? The next moment may differ, and you may not be aware of something that you were aware of in this moment, right? Let me turn my phone off so it doesn't go off again. Okay. And and that's super like important because like life is this moment. It's not the past, it's not the future. And so, we need to give ourselves some grace. And if we're going to give ourselves some grace, then let's give everyone else some grace too, you know. And that saying, as well as, what I mentioned, putting those two things together, everyone's doing the best they can with the awareness they have, and being able to see people not as a personality, not as a face, not as a belief system, but as a soul, right? As someone who's exactly like you. They are you, right? Going on the exact same journey, doing the best they can, really allows me to like see past the words that they're using, see past the things that they may be expressing with the actions. See past all of that and see in to their soul, knowing that they're just like me. They just want love. They want to give love. They want to get love. Um,
Yeah, it's really brought me a lot of peace, like someone cuts you off on the freeway. I know that's probably the easiest example, or you see someone, being very rude in a restaurant or something like that. But, to come back to that idea for me has brought me so much peace. I'm like, previously I might feel a lot of anger towards somebody or for what they're doing or how they're acting. But now I can come back to that idea and just say like, they might be going through something and they're just doing their best and they might just be having a moment of, when they're in their unconscious mind, like you said, and just trying to give them some grace. And it's brought me a lot of peace.
of course, of course. I mean, for me, what comes up when you say that is like, if you can't fully love yourself, then you can't love everyone, right? And so it's a great place to start. It's a really great place to start. Is like, you know, it's not that you can't do both at the same time. Of course you can, but realizing that if you are unable to fully love yourself, meaning loving your egoic moments, meaning loving the things that don't feel good, right? Your anger, your frustration, all of those things. If you can't love those within yourself, then it's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to love those in everyone else. And so it's a really great place to start. And for me, what helps me love myself is pretty much what we mentioned first. Coming to like a deep embodiment of the realization that, like, look, man, like I may say some things sometimes that aren't coming from an aligned place. I may do some things sometimes that weren't very aware and aligned. It's not what I really wanted. It's
Mm.
not where I really wanted to come from. I was just doing the best I could in those moments with the awareness I had. And so, um, giving yourself more grace, um, something that you did recently and I've done many times is like the mirror exercise,
Mm.
where, you sit in front of a mirror, whether it's completely sober or whether, you're on some psychedelics or MDMA, these things that can really enhance certain experiences, especially this mirror experience. Those molecules can definitely enhance this experience, but really looking at yourself, not like, a woman does when she's doing makeup or a guy does when he's getting dressed and checking out his fit, but like really looking at yourself, eye gazing into your eyes until you see past the face, until you see past the definition of this is Ben, until you see past all of that. And you'll know when you see past it, trust me. You'll know. It's a life-changing experience. And so that's another exercise or tool I invite you to indulge in if you haven't already, if you've never done that, or if you have, try it again, man. It's interesting as our awareness continues to deepen and grow, how that experience can change dramatically. Um, yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a little uncomfortable for me at first, you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah. For most
you,
people,
you got to sit there, you know, you
yeah,
really got to sit there for a while before you get to that point. But it is a
yeah.
cool experience.
It's kind of like meditation in a way. Sometimes we you close your eyes and all those thoughts are coming in contrary to what you're doing, telling you shouldn't be there, go someone else. It's very similar. I've had that experience as well. When I'm looking at myself in the mirror, all of those thoughts come in, telling me other things. Also, the uncomfortability of just like keeping my eyes on my eyes, like the mind wanting you to like look away, right? Um, if you can push past that uncomfortability, then there's a lot for you there. Even eye gazing with someone else, right? Same rules in a way, right? Like if you can stay there for long enough, two people right in front of each other, sitting or standing, getting past the uncomfortability, seeing you in the other person and the other person seeing themselves in you. I mean, wow. I've had some amazing experiences with that. I know you have too.
Mhm.
Um, and so, yeah, I definitely encourage people in a intimate relationship to do that with their partner or doing it with your sibling. You can have some really amazing experiences there. They're people that you share a deep connection with. Um, and these are just things that allow you to again see past the persona, right? And get to a place deep within all of us, which is love, which is oneness, right? Where we all reside and we all rest. And like something I want to mention is like, loving everyone doesn't mean that we say yes to everything, when we allow them to harm us, right? That's not what love is. I think a lot of people have this idea of love as this like airy fairy thing where like I'm always just like, oh yeah, go for it, slap me in the face. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's like, no, dude, like that's not love, right? Again, it may be in a certain moment, don't get me wrong. But love is something that only when it's coming from you, right? I can't tell you because love isn't an action. I can't tell you what to do or what to say because love isn't a word and love isn't an action, right? And so it's really up to you to investigate and to reflect on self and continue to like sharpen that sword in a way. And like when I say sharpen that sword, what I mean is like continue to refine your understanding of what love means for you. For me now, love is a very instinctual thing where I tap into my heart and I allow my heart to speak and listen for me. And it's very, it's a very jarring feeling when I'm not in my heart. And when I am, I know the difference, right? But it wasn't always like that. And so that's really for you. But the main point here I wanted to make is like love doesn't look like anything, love doesn't sound like anything. It definitely feels like something though.
Mhm.
It definitely feels like something. Um, and so that's a really good guide, how you're feeling in that moment, right? Um,
I think this topic is so important today, and I mean, especially because so many ideas can be polarizing, especially in politics. You know, you think about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, um, and like, how can you really tap into that? Like,
hmm.
you know, so many people are showing all these, you know, are inciting violence or whatever it
Yeah,
may be, or talking poorly about the other side or whatever it is, but it's could be very transformative in our society if we could all kind of feel into that.
agreed. It was really sad, man. It's really sad to observe and allow myself to feel into those experiences. I remember when that happened, I was in the woods for like a week and a half, had no idea what was happening, came out and was informed by people in my life what had happened, and then was informed by other people about what was going on. Like people hating on this person that had just been murdered, and this person that was just expressing himself in the best way he could with the awareness he had, not hurting anyone, anything like that. It was very interesting to me. And, when I think about stuff like that, it makes me think about like being able to shift from like personal love to impersonal love, right? Meaning that like instead of I love you because I love you because, and answering that question, no, that's not what love is. Love isn't I love you because then if that person doesn't do that thing, then you do not love them anymore. And love does not judge. And so it doesn't matter what a person does or what a person is doing or what a person believes. That has no hmm, that has no correlation to love. And if that is the way you are loving, then I would ask you to check yourself and bring some awareness to the fact that you're not loving. You're not. And I'm not having a go at you. I'm having a go at everyone, including me, because
Mhm.
I hold myself to the same standard. I realize I'm not loving people when it comes with a reason, right? Um, and I hope that everyone can really feel into that. I'm sure that's going to piss off some people, and that's cool too. Um,
Well, yeah, I don't think
again,
anyone loves everyone all the time. Like, I don't think that exists. Like,
yeah, but again, it's not about the ability to love everyone all the time in every moment. It's about the intention to love everyone all the time in every moment.
mhm.
And, you know, I if there are people out there that do not have that intention, that it's like, no, I don't want to love everyone all the time, then that's okay. Like you can have that perspective, obviously, and I still love you, right? Um, but ultimately, I would invite you to continue on your journey and go deeper into love because understand that if that is the world that we create, a world where my beliefs and my perspectives decide whether you are lovable or not, then pretty much that means the same goes for you, right? So basically, based on your thoughts and your beliefs, someone's not going to love you. And how does that feel?
Yeah,
How does that feel to not be loved because you like the color blue, or because I am on the side of red, or because someone labeled me as a bigot or a fascist, or all of these epic words that people like to throw around, right? When ultimately you don't know me, you don't know me at all. Um, and so I would just encourage people to open up their hearts more, man, and just realize that love does not hold any judgments. Love does not hold any beliefs. Love does not hold any perspectives like we do. It's not what love is. And so, if you are under the illusion that you are loving and those things are within your makeup of what love is, I invite you to question it. I invite you to explore it and see what comes up. Because I know for myself, when I started to explore my own shit, and my own beliefs and perspectives and how I was trying to hold people to a certain space or put people in a certain box in order for me to love them, I know it was because ultimately I was scared. I didn't feel completely safe. I didn't feel completely comfortable within myself. I didn't completely love myself. And so I wasn't able to give that to everyone else. Uh, yeah.
yeah. We've been reading this book, even meeting with my fiance and I, and um, I thought that was a cool definition of love. I think as we're raised, we're taught to love. We're taught the definitions of love, and they're all very different. I think. Well, not all of them very different, but um, do you remember exactly what the terminology that was used? It was very interesting, and I like the concept of it. But
I think it was something along the lines of like, um, love is the love is
the willingness,
the willingness, correct? Yeah, I was
yeah,
looking for that word. Yeah, the willingness to be there, or the willingness to walk with. Pretty much the way I think about it is like the willingness to walk alongside someone as they go through their life's journey, right? Um, as they go through their life's journey, right? Pretty much. Um, the ups and downs, man, the light and the dark, all of that shit, right?
yeah. It's very different, like than I've really ever thought about the definition of love. But I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, man, because it's like I just think it's so easy for like us as individuals to just like judge as if like when we look in the mirror we don't see the exact same thing as the thing we're judging.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's so interesting, man, and it's funny, dude. It brings a smile to my face because like it's ridiculous. um how easy it is to project rather than look in the mirror, right? It's
Mhm.
just so much easier to project than it is to look into the mirror. And so my invitation is to look into the mirror more and more and more, um, until you can see the truth, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, and on this topic, like talking about, the term like people that trigger us, right? These people that have different beliefs than us, that hold themselves differently, that carry themselves differently, that have different perspectives, so on and so forth. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, like these people are our greatest teachers, right?
Mhm.
And they're disguised as difficult people. And so, like, you have a choice. Like, you can sit there and blame them, or you can, like, go deeper within yourself and realize that everything that they are bringing up within yourself was already there. It was already there. It's always been there. And they're just an epic mirror for you. And again, like the only way to really learn that lesson and allow them to be your greatest teacher is to shift into love, right? Um, and again, like you don't even have to love them. If you love yourself enough, then you will realize that they are your greatest teachers. And eventually you'll learn to love them because who doesn't love their greatest teachers,
Mhm.
right? And so I think that was a big, I mean, that was a really big one for me, that really allowed me to kind of flip the script and start to look at everyone and everything, especially the people that, had that button board in front of them that they could just press buttons and I'd be like, oh, just get like frustrated, angry, all these different things. I'm like, all right, man, you got a lot to teach me, dude. Um, normally those people are the ones that are very close to us,
Mhm.
right? Like our spouses or our siblings or our parents, or people that have the opposite belief system to us. So if we're deeply identified with a belief system and there's another person who's deeply identified with the other belief system, then yeah, best believe, man, you guys are going to trigger each other. Example, Charlie Kirk for a lot of people, right? Um, and so again, they're not bad people. They just have different beliefs than you. And if both of you could drop your beliefs, meaning that you can still hold them, but don't be identified or attached to them, then you guys could lovingly have a conversation, a beautiful conversation, and you could both learn from each other rather than just hating one another and learning nothing,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, that's huge.
It's huge, bro. It's huge, man. And this is all only possible with love. It's all only possible with love. And again, you said it beautifully. It's not easy, nor maybe possible to love everyone in every moment, including yourself. But what a beautiful intention to hold in your heart, man. What a beautiful intention, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else comes up for you?
I mean, well, I mean, just the difficulty in. Well, here's something that is coming out of left field, but we didn't talk about it or anything. But how could you reconcile maybe loving the Nazis?
Wow, dude. Thank you for that, bro. Wow. Insane. I love you so much. All right, cool. So, I mean, I'm just going to be repeating myself in a way, but let me see if I can do that without using the exact same words verbatim, right? So, okay. So let's get clear on some things. Do I agree with what they did? Of course not. Do I agree with their beliefs? Of course not. Would I ever do what they did? Of course not. All right, let's just get that hopefully like, very obvious stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, this is beautiful. This is what comes up for me. So like even in your wording, like love the Nazis, right? Like all of a sudden we've taken these individual souls and put them into a group as if they're not us anymore,
Right.
right? Like as if like everyone that's like a Nazi, like it's just this like conglomerate that now like they're just all bad. right? And that they don't have a heart and they don't have a soul and they're not you, right? It's just so easy to make them other, separate from self, right? It's like the whole country thing, dude. Like, oh yeah, let's let's make this thing that's an illusion a country, right? A piece of land. Let's name it, and we'll name a lot of them. And now all of a sudden we're different. I'm American and you're American and I'm Australian. And so now we have others, we have separation. And we do that with everything. We do that with religion. We do that with countries. We do that with the color of our skin. We do it with everything, dude. And we also do it with the term the Nazis. And I mean, so many other terms, dude, that we use, right? The Crusades and all that stuff, right? This goes to all of that. I know that, based on what they did, we like to section them off as like the worst. But again, like all atrocities are performed by people. And
Mm-hmm.
so, this idea that this one's worse and that one's better. And again, that's just our perspective. None of them were loving, none of them were nice. And so that's the biggest thing that comes up for me is like realizing that behind the term Nazis, there's mothers, there's fathers, there's sons, there's daughters, there's people with hearts and souls that without a doubt were believing and identified in a belief that was not loving, that was service to self and not service to all, right? And another thing I love to do in order to love everyone and everything is like, I could have been a Nazi if I was born in Germany at that time. Yeah, more than likely, that's what I would have been, dude. It's not like I chose that. It's not like I would have been like, oh, yeah, this is what I want to be. And from this perspective, it's insane to think about that,
Yeah.
right? But again, like everyone that's listening, you could have been a Nazi. And you may be sitting there like, oh, no, not me. I would have rebelled. Okay, maybe not, dude. like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe not, dude. Like, you're in this crazy world, crazy belief system. You are doing the best you can with the awareness you had. What if your awareness was that? What if your awareness was what they believed? Right. And so, like, if we can't come to this place where we are able to realize that the people today and in history and throughout fucking all of time, all right, the people that have done these things that we view as really, really terrible, they were doing the best they could with the awareness they had, and their awareness was fucking shit. It was really fucking bad,
Agreed.
right? Right. And so that doesn't mean that they are bad people. It doesn't mean that they don't deserve our love, right? And if you have someone with a fucked up belief that is doing fucked up things, and all you do is get super angry, what are you going to do to them? Fucked up things, right? And so it's like, where does it stop?
Mm-hmm.
Where does it stop? How do we get out of the darkness? Well, we need light, man. We need light. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part. I think Jesus is a great example, right? I mean, even as they're killing him, he's saying, forgive them because they know not what they do. Like that's hard, man. That's hard. Someone is killing you, and in that moment, you're forgiving them. That's hard. Why is that hard? Because we are attached to life. Most people are very, very attached to life. The thought of death is super scary. This is something we can talk about in a podcast episode for sure. Um, the thought of death is super scary. They haven't sat with it long enough to accept it, to allow it, to appreciate it, and see it for what it is. And so, because of, again, certain beliefs that we're attached to, it's really, really hard to forgive uh, people that have done things that are really, really terrible in our eyes. Hard to forgive. But again, without forgiveness and without love, we just continue the cycle. It just continues to happen. Um,
No, that was beautifully said, man. I think you kind of summarized almost everything right there. That's really cool.
well, what came up for you as I was talking?
Well, I just liked how you showed the contrast between the Nazis and Jesus Christ and the examples. And I mean, it's pretty much, yeah, spot on.
It's like, dude, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. Like at times, love feels impossible. And you brought up one of those times. Like
Mm.
love feels impossible, man. And it's okay if you can't love right now. Like that's okay. Right? Like again, this isn't a thing that you need to resist. Like, oh no, I really need to love right now. And then that turns into the opposite because you're trying so hard and so on and so forth. So it's okay if you can't love right now. Just bring awareness to that, right? Bring awareness to the fact that right now I'm having a really hard time loving. I'm having a really hard time accepting and allowing. Just that awareness is going to bring you so much and is going to lead you further and further into love in future present moments, you know?
Yeah. And being okay with not being able to love in that moment.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Like I said, like this isn't about you as an individual being able to do it in every moment of every day. No, it's about your intention. It's about your intention. It's always about your intention. What is your intention? Do you want to love? Is that what you want? Great, man. If that's not what you want, I'd really, yeah, I'd spend some time, man. I'd spend some time within yourself and really start to question that belief system that you don't want love and you don't want to love everyone. And I'd start to question, like, why? Why don't you want to love everyone? What are the actual reasons that you don't want to love everyone? And continue to go deeper and deeper into that questioning, feeling really deeply into all of those answers that you have for yourself. Because I'm not here to say that they're wrong. I'm just here to like let you know that you're going to learn so much about yourself. And I guarantee you, the deeper you go into that, the faster you're going to get into the light of love. And when you do, wow, it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're not always going to be there, and that's okay too.
Correct. You're not always going to be there, and that's okay too. No one is always there, and that's okay too. Like we did an episode on enlightenment, right? And you're not always going to be in love in this moment. That's again, that's fine. It's completely fine. Um, but when you are, great. You know, continue to hold that intention tightly. Continue to bring awareness to the feeling. Something that Joe Dispenza says is remember the feeling. I really enjoy that saying because it's like if you can ingrain and embed the feeling of love within yourself, then your ability to get back to it is just going to be so much faster. So much faster. You're pretty much making the feeling of love a subconscious thing so that, I'll give you like a real life example. So, like for me, when I would tell myself to feel into love or to connect to my heart in the past, it was super difficult, man. Really difficult. Like there were times where I couldn't even do it, even if I was like sitting down, eyes closed in meditation, thinking about all the people I loved and all this stuff. Sometimes I just couldn't do it. I had too many contrary thoughts or feelings, and continuing to go through the process. And then I had a really crazy experience at Dispenza where my heart just like burst open. And now it's like my body remembers, my body knows. And so every time I put my attention to heart or to love, bang, it's there, it's ready, right? Um, and so it is a relationship we can foster, even though sometimes it feels impossible, even though sometimes it feels like we're not getting anywhere, even though sometimes it feels like we're going backwards. um, have grace for yourself and others and just continue to walk the path, man. Something that Ram Dass says that I love and I'll take with me forever is like, we're all just walking each other home, right? That's all we're doing. We're just walking each other home, and home is love, home is oneness, home are all these things that really are synonymous, right? Um, and so see people around you as a companion on your walk home, on your walk back to love. What if everyone was your companion? No matter what they're saying, no matter what they're doing, everyone is your companion. They're here to help you. In what way are they helping you? What are they teaching you? What are they showing you? Possibly they're showing you how you don't desire to be. Possibly they're bringing up stuff inside of you that you haven't healed yet. But it's a great thing. It's a great question to ask yourself. I feel very challenged in this moment by this person. Or what am I here to learn? Right? Hmm.
Yeah, man, we're all just walking each other home. I love
We're all,
it.
we're all just walking each other home, dude. I love that saying so much,
Yeah.
man. So much. Um,
Well,
anything
yeah.
else come up for you?
Really, I think we can leave people with that if unless there's anything else you have.
Yeah. Um, and maybe a different way to say what I've already said. Loving everyone is not a destination, it's a moment to moment experience, right?
Mhm.
That's all it is. It's a moment to moment experience. And sometimes you can string together a bunch of experiences in that moment, right? And it feels really good. And sometimes you can't, and that's okay. But we're all just walking each other home.